Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zain Zulfiqar. Today I would be presenting, as you can see, on the topic a good resume. As we are moving towards a professional life, it is very necessary to have a good resume or a CV. The contents which we would be covering today are contact information, professional experience, education, resume summary, relevant skills, and additional key pointers. So let's start with contact information. Just remember this thing, that you must list your demographics at the top. Now what is demographics? Demographics are said to be your name, address, email address, or the basic information like your age, nationality. These should be on the top of your resume. And just make sure that your contact number and email address is essential, because for any formal correspondence, the organization will definitely need these two things, your email address and your phone number. These should be mentioned on your resume. Moreover, you must use larger font size for these two, as your name is very essential, where do you live is essential, your phone number and your email address. So you must use a large font size for this, and it should be relevant. For example, if you are not fond of using your family name in your life, don't use it in your resume, because you are known by the first name or the father name as well. If you are not fond of using your family name, avoid it. Then comes the professional experience. Okay, so as most of us are student right now, so I believe that we must not have any extensive level of professional experience. So I would say that this slide exists if your professional experience exists. And in compensation to this, you guys can use your internship, as many of students in student life use to do internships in different organizations, so they can use their internship data or short employment data over here. So professional experience, this must be in a chronological order. What is meant by this? Chronological order is work two ways, either old to recent or recent to old. But with respect to resume, it should be recent to old, so the employer or so the organization can easily check and shortlist that what is your recent working organization. Moreover, it should bear the name of the company and your joining date and your position. If you are joining as an audit associate or a manager, sales manager, you must mention your position as well, that I have worked in the previous organization as an audit manager, and your key responsibilities. Or you can say your job descriptions, that what were your job description, managing accounts of a multinational company or 5 companies or 10 companies, whatsoever your job description may be, you must enlist it. Then comes the education. As I mentioned earlier, same is the rule with the education. Your recent education must be on the first, so it will be easier to shortlist the criteria. Then year of joining and passing. For example, if we are studying at ICAP, basically ICAP is the main body which is governing all of our students. So we must mention ICAP, student of chartered accountancy, and the year. For example, if you have joined in 2023, so you must write 2023, and for passing you can write student or dash. You just can simply put a dash. Name of the institute, as I mentioned, and credentials or grade or CGPA. This is for your schooling or colleges, that whether if you have studied at a university, you must mention a cumulative GPA. For example, 4 out of 3.8, 3.6, whatsoever the case may be. This is a resume summary. Basically, resume summary is just a short line. It is very essential. It is a short line which narrates whole the scenario. For example, if the person is customer service representative, he or she shall mention 2 to 3 lines regarding this role, so that it will be very easier for the future employer to depict the information from here. Objective at the top, followed by a summary, and this summary should not be a large one. It should be concise and accurate. Then comes the relevant skills. The summary or your resume must bear relevant skills. For example, if the job is about a financial controller, you cannot mention that I worked as a sales manager here and there, or I bear the quality of a good salesman. No, that is not relevant. You must present relevant skills with your resume. It should be comprises of 1 or 2 words. For example, if I must avoid writing I am good at time management, I must say time management. So that will automatically depict that the person is good at time management. That is the do's and don'ts of making a good resume. And highlight the skills. If you are applying for an audit job, you must be good at audit. So you just highlight it by showing it. And I remember a quote regarding a good resume, that a good resume is just a level of your advertisement. So just show your best features out of it. And additional key pointers, that your resume should be simple and concise. It should quantify your achievements and do not make it gaudy or highly decorated कि बंदा मतलब आजिज आ जाए कि उसको जो एम्प्लॉयर हो उसको उसमें से इंफॉर्मेशन निकालने में एफर्ट्स करनी पड़े. जितनी आसान आपकी रेज्यूमे होगी उतना हाई चांसेस हैं आपके एम्प्लॉयमेंट को अचीव करने के लिए. एंड यूज बोल्ड टेक्स्ट वेयर नीडेड. नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर माई ओन सैम्पल ऑफ रेज्यूमे विद यू गाइज. So this is my sample resume. I made it last year. As you can see, using a picture, I would say do not use it, avoid it. I just made it last year, so I used it. As you can see, the demographic information, my professional experience, education. I also mentioned some of my hobbies, some of my social work back in my hometown, and these are my few soft skills as well. So in the end, I would like to say that good resume is very important to achieve or attain a position in the organization. Just make sure to make a simple one. Don't make it gaudy, as I mentioned earlier. So it will be very easier for you to get a job. Thank you so much.